Hello and greetings, welcome back. Looking at the Research Institute construction as it is still ongoing in all its beautiful laggy glory that we have there. And as we can see, we're still, well, a bit ahead there of time. So 17 more minutes this one here takes. It's a really big construction there. And I would like to prepare my next steps for the Scholar, and that is the Scholar residence. For that, however, we do need to achieve a few more Elders, and we also need to finish the Rise of Emperor Khmer campaign quest. Now, it's not that easy. Let's dive to Africa over here, because we have a bit of a problem. We do need, for the Elders, for the next quest here, we do need 2 tons of seafood stew. That is actually something that my Elders want as well. So this is actually quite a nice coincidence, and we do need more Elders, and Elders grow with the seafood stew. But let's just check out what the seafood stew needs, and here the problems start. First of all, the teff farm is actually possible in Taborim. The spice farm, not anymore. We don't have spice on those islands. We have spice up here. That's a good thing. But we don't have lobsters. We don't have lobsters in Fluffistrup. Oh god, I need to change these names. In Sparrow, we don't have lobsters. And in Taborim, we don't have lobsters. If I look around the map, even Bentis Islands don't have the lobster. It's this one. It's Princess Ching's Peach Petal City Island that, well, kind of like has the lobster fertility on it. None of the others, though, that we need. So this is going to be a bit complicated, and we definitely need to start conquering something. Now, Princess Ching, as we can see, she's got quite the presence here in Africa. So, well, I will not just be able to simply conquer it with one battleship that I already have in the region now, this guy here. We rather will send a couple more battleships over there, because I need that island. And sorry, Princess, I know we've been at peace for at least 5 minutes, which is a lot. I'm going to send in more ships now as we speak. So about 3 battleships are on the way now. So we have 4 then in Taborim, in Mbesa, and 2 I'm going to keep here in Crown Falls. We, by the way, also have 2 heavy warships that are situated, and I'm going to send actually 1 over here because there is the occasional attack coming in. I don't want to waste any more influence on that than I have to. About the 2 islands that we have, I can purchase the shares now. Like now, so there we go. Let's purchase the next shares. We are already at almost full shares here, and here we can also purchase another one, making it only 1 share now as well. This would drop us down then to 18 influence with the 2 shares coming in, and with that we can take over both of these islands. And thus, it's not really about the islands, it's about the military score. Those islands are packed with cannons that are totally unnecessary in this area, so we can finally also get rid of these defense measures that Bente has. Now, looking at Crown Falls, I'm going to keep this one available for now because we don't really need to do anything there. I would like to have another town hall though that we want to have in this area for the items that I had in the last episode. So the town hall, there it is. As we can see, we can just nicely squeeze it into this area there where there is some skyscrapers around it, and this is boosting skyscrapers. There is a police station here. We don't need it anymore. It's also not really fitting in my opinion. So a town hall also doesn't fit in really, but at least it's fitting in with, not fitting in with more style, because that is a productive style. Oh, actually we could squeeze it in like that. We could squeeze it in like that. Unfortunately, this is not in either way looking the best of all worlds, but we can keep it like that. Let's keep it to the main street there, and it's just a lot of skyscrapers really that this one affects. And let's just have a look at the items that we need for that. Affects all skyscrapers. The maintenance cost is increased, but their happiness is a bonus, and also they're already being packed with chewing gum, billiard tables, and violence. Thus, we don't need those products production, or it's reducing their consumption. So there's the first one that is going to be affected by this. This is also not so great. This one here is pretty great. Workforce increased, income per house 40%, but also the chance of illness. Now these guys never really have an illness, so I don't think that the illnesses will spread that much, even though of course we could check this one. Look at that, it's another 40k, just this single item here, 40k on the balance, and we need all of that. And then we have another one here, the Blue Skies Janitor affects all skyscrapers once more, with just basically chance of illness, riots, and fires is drastically reduced, and also the maintenance cost, giving us another 20k here on the balance there. Beautiful. That was a massive boost of 60k in the balance with just 1 town hall that we have over there. I definitely would like to get my hands on more of these bad boys. There is no difference really. We can change it to different colors, of course, but that's the end of it, right? And then we just could really have something behind it, like this little, well, fountain there, even though this wouldn't fit in. Now this fits in much better, so there we have the same, you know, paving then as the town hall. Perfect, just here in the back, and a little plaza then that we have as well for these people. Now they are really happy, and with that they will also get now the boosts then additional, or of the additional products that we have. Now we do have enough windows, so we're still waiting for the battleships to arrive in Africa, in Mbeza, and we could in the meantime continue of course with our expansion. I would like to do this. Let's upgrade more people here to tier 4. There you go, in all their glory, and they will now immediately get then their latest product. So there's the cognac already coming in. Perfect. By the way, was this tier 4 now, really? There it is. These are tier 4. It's a bit hard to see, really. These people, and they haven't even unlocked the billiard table yet. But there you go. Now, they have been upgraded. We can also now upgrade the smaller towns then, or the smaller skyscrapers right next to them. They still have their intense panoramic effect. And look at that, there are now 5k per building in surplus. So with tier 4, these skyscrapers really start to produce some money there. Before that, yeah, it's not that great. There we have another upgrade now. This one gets a strong, at least a strong one. So that's 2k that we get in addition for it. And then, of course, we can also upgrade those guys there. Also some nice effect in addition. And this one here should be now tier 3. There you go. And there we also have some more of these blocks here where there's buildings missing. So let's boost them here as well. So this is another effect on top of that. And a bit more money then. They all have the intense panoramic effect.
Your ship has returned.
Ah, very good. This is what I wanted to hear. The first battleships arrive now in Mbeza. I'm also continuing with paving the roads in Mbeza. After all, it is our capital in Mbeza. So Tabarim is our capital, and we should make it beautiful. There's ornaments still missing yet. We can add them later. I haven't unlocked all the ornaments yet that we can see here, so, or that we can build here. So that's something. Also, we are increasing, of course, the range of the marketplace. We only have one there, and I would like to upgrade most of these buildings. So it's pretty important that we go ahead with that. And we are also full on the mud bricks anyway, so I can just really happily upgrade all day if I wanted to. I couldn't imagine what else to do with my time. At least here on the marketplace, in this dancing square, the musician's court that we have, we could add some trees here to offer some shade. After all, there's nothing else really going on there, shade-wise. And we definitely do want to have something, because I tell you what, the sun is really warm out here. There we can also continue. I totally forgot about these dirt roads there. And yeah, it's overall looking just much better. We can also now upgrade those guys here down here. That wasn't the case before, these guys here, because they were out of range. Let's go ahead. We do need more elders after all for unlocking the scholar residences, and that I definitely want to do rather sooner than later. So I'm just going ahead here with all of these. We need to be careful though, of course, with the shepherd workforce, that we don't want to drop too low. There you go. At least this one's growing a bit now. Oh, you? What is going on with you? What? 94%? There's the marketplace. This is blasphemous. What is going on? I can't upgrade this one. I will need to have this guy here, probably, that still needs its connection. So let's just try it with that. Ah, there you go. That was the trick. And with that, we can also upgrade this happy shepherd then out to an elder. Perfect. So this also, the additional elders finally unlocked as the scholar residences, so we can build the first ones. Once again, I'm not entirely sure yet how I want to structure this one, so let's start with the first block of these scholar residences just here in this area, right? So we can have 3 of them squeezed in here like that, or yeah, I could also have a tiny road done in this area, and we probably will then just add these guys, and then probably one more house here. If we want to. We don't need to make it this tight though. I could just have something else than in this area. Let's just keep this one open for now. And then we have the street going this way. That should be working fine. Let's build them. Let's build the first 5. There you go. And with that, we have reached the age of intellect. And yes, this is really another age. This is opening up a lot of things. It's research time that is starting for us. And this makes things more interesting. With research, we can also then remove our clay deposits. And this one here is already my first target because it's absolutely not fitting in. By the way, we have some brick factories here still. Let's get rid of all of this because we are importing the bricks with the docklands by now. And I really don't need that. I just want to get rid of this patch of clay deposit there. That would be all. The scholars offer our guidance for the research institute then, so they will introduce us to the researches. For now though, we still need to finish it, of course. And while that is going on, we can still of course continue with building us the next scholar residences. So here, I guess those 3 we can also plaster around here. And I think this one is, are we out of windows then? All right, we're still having some building permits available. And also what is happening with the scholars now is they are starting to research, right? So we are generating research points now with our scholar population, and these research points we can then use in the research institute for some researching. And actually it's coming close. So ladies and gents, there it is. The superstructure has been finished and we can finally finish the research institute. Phase 3 has been completed. There you go. In all its glory, very nice one now. This one is starting to work like something. We can now choose research on it. We do need electricity for that. And that's a very good thing that we fixed our gas income, because I would really like to use now my gas plant for that, because otherwise we would have to get some tracks over here, and this is where a gas power plant really makes sense. Expanding the campus would be our next goal now here that we get, so 25 scholar residences we need as well for this one. This one, however, doesn't need a warehouse anymore, at least as long as I know, as far as I know, so we can now really place it wherever we want to. And I guess it would actually make sense a bit further up here, right? Closer to these waterfalls there. This is looking actually pretty nice. We could then have a smaller road then still going here and also here. And right in front of it, we might then have a little park or something for the scholars. And around it, we do have then more of these scholar residences, right? So here, for example, a full block of them, and then perhaps also a few more here. So this is still an experiment, if this really makes any sense, having these scholars then here. We could have a bridge then there. We should be having that. By the way, here, of course, we're going to have something, at least anything. You know what? Actually, let's have the research campus, the research institute. Let's have it here at the end of the street. I think this is right fitting, because that is the main avenue that basically leads to all our monuments and all our important landmarks. And of course, it only makes sense that it ends with the research institute. And also, we already have our gas-fired power plant here, so it is being electrified in the process as well. By the way, I think these people here also need electricity. Yes, so we need to make sure that this whole area has electricity. And yes, I do like this idea, so we're probably going to go with this one now. And then I can have more and more of my scholars now in this area. So there it's coming along. We do have the clay deposit as well that I will need to move, as I said, and we're probably going to keep this one available then for a nice little campus park for our research institute that is then going towards the waterfalls and probably here as well. But I definitely will want to keep my scholars in this area here after all, right? Because it just makes more sense to me that we have them here. I will probably need to rework this area there though, because I definitely would like to have a few more scholar blocks than in this area too. Here we have a nice little double road that goes just basically from the main avenue here, kind of like there are some more ornaments, and here we can have a bridge then going to the other side into this area, and then the bridge or the road follows down here. Let's also keep a bit of green area that we can then use for something later. And then we have basically more researchers here in this area. And I might actually move the bridge just a tiny bit down there. That is possible. Thank you very much. So it is a bit hard for me to say right now how many of these scholars we're going to need. I think this is enough buildings for now. We can still expand this one probably over this one here as well. And probably we could also move some more residents then in this area as well, right? It's not looking like much for now. We are going to add ornament then, of course, as we speak. I have no idea why we do get all of a sudden now these grayish looking buildings there too. I definitely would like to keep my red scholar residences. I think I do like them just more. We're going to need a few of them. They are consuming already the first goods now here. So the university it is, then the canned food that is coming in, tailored suit, electricity, seafood stew. Oh goodness, I will need to get this one over too. Rum they already have, and leather boots would be their next goal then as well. We need to keep those researchers happy after all, so they can research for us.
Ship under attack.
This is looking just fine, and down here we can have more ornaments, something like a little park perhaps, or a little fountain. How about some globes and a nice fountain right over there? We don't need to have too many trees. After all, these are people of science, and we should also celebrate this a tiny bit. Let's go ahead. This is actually coming in together here nicely. We can go ahead with another one over there as well. Gosh, I don't like the color though. We do want the red bricks, of course. It's just looking much better with the red bricks. And I actually still have some space here for more buildings, so we can move a couple of our engineers and investors over there to fill in the void there once more that we already have, you know, moved around here quite a few times to fill in this one. So it's going needless, more or less, or seeming less into the scholar residence than here. And this one, yeah, we need to move it away first. Let's just have a look. I think we do have not that many research points, 366 at the moment. Field of research would be our first target I think we could go with. And here we could go for some identify machines and consumables for use. So these are items that we can produce here. Then we have item development. Here we can craft the items after researching them. And then we have the major discoveries, and this is the pretty important ones. Here we can have the peer upgrades, which is really cool because it allows us to further customize our trade routes. The Great Eastern Permit to finally build that ship as well, which is just beautiful. Move the clay deposit. Holy cow, yes. Absolutely. We can also change deposits of ore. We can move around the oil springs to make them a bit more dense. This is also something that I'm looking forward to because it basically makes it possible to have our trains in Crown Falls right at the harbor. And then we have some old world productions as well. I think the building permit is to somewhere else. We could also destroy some of our crappier items, right? So the ones that we have down here to get some research points out of it. This is really cool, actually. We have a lot of these smaller items there. And we also get items, of course, from our tourist pier all the time. And most of them are duplications then at some point. And this makes it really easy here to get some more science points. Especially here, these smaller things where a marketplace bank or central bank costs less. It's totally useless for us. And we just use this one to boost our research points there, getting closer to 1000, and with that we can start also developing our, well, technological advancements, for example, to craft us some new items. Let's go ahead and have our first research that is being pumped out now. I think, wait a second, sorry for the research, we still, nope, that's it really. We have finished this research already and can start now developing some items if we want to, but only the crappy versions yet. We do need actually quite a lot of research points for the next ones, and I think for that we still need to advance in the quest here. So we still need to have, 25 scholar residences, right? There was something, and we can go ahead and continue with that. So let's get another 4 over here popping.
A fire broke out.
It's pretty hard to get the red color out here, it seems. There it is. Perfect. Now, and don't tell me you don't like this view, especially on the avenue as we continue then to the end of it. As we can see, there's then the big research institute with its beautiful tower coming up there. And we might actually still want to squeeze in a little plaza in front of it. I think this would look better overall than this little side plaza that we have over there. But overall, and then with that, we would then enter here the scholar residences. And I can't wait for this one here to then also look finally, or when it looks final. With all these bridges, we're going to add then lots of beautiful details to that. Unfortunately, we don't have a bridge mod really that would change the appearance of the bridges, as they do look quite bland. But well, we can still work with that, of course, as we continue now in the scholar residence. Then we can actually continue upgrading us a few more houses. Let's go ahead, and with that we have finished the first quest, and we actually get the follow-up quest right away. However, this is really interesting. The quest we actually get in Besa. So the first research, the scholar asks you to begin researching an identified item. We are on the quest here of finding the encyclopedia that he wants. So this one there, Universalis, right? This would be the reward for it. And it is also somewhere already situated here in my not so good looking harbor. There you go. And now we can invest it in any research field and craft any item with that, as we should be doing that. So let's go back to Crown Falls, really. I think we also finished or open up now another research, and that would be the scholar permit. Nope, but we do need to donate this one here to science here in order to finish the quest, and then invest in any research field and craft any item. So that is basically something that we have to do here to follow that quest, or to also bring it to its completion. So let's just have a look. Any item would be fine, really. We got lots of interesting ones here, especially for the museum. They're only of the most lowest of qualities yet, of course, but we can push this one later. Perhaps we find us something nice for, yeah, a museum, a wooden shield. How very nice. 500 science points this one costs me, holy cow. We can reduce the amount of it by assigning more and more scholars to it. So let's go ahead. We can only afford 2,000 right now, so that would be 28 minutes. We also need to get a field research going, so let's have a look. Industrial tech, there we can already see what we might be getting out of this one, and the same goes with the civil tech and our maritime technology. Let's go with industrial tech for now. Identify an item and
acquiring any of the identified subjects
in the technological advancement. So this is also finished, and now we just wait here for our research to finish for that. Very good. We can also continue meanwhile with getting us a few more scholar residences up and running if we want to, making this one bigger and bigger as we continue. And then we also have to look at a bit of conquest in Besa. Stay tuned.